What do you call a buff alien? An extraterrestrial swole. Welcome to the stream. Happy Tuesday afternoon, my friends. Welcome to the pre-stream stream. We're just gonna play some Contra and hopefully have a good time. Sort of testing the waters after everything fell apart last night and my computer wouldn't work. I'm very I want to say confident that I am now, but that it will now, but I also don't want to jinx anything. But sorry I missed you last night. But we're gonna be doing we'll do a lot of streaming today. We're gonna play Contra now for a couple hours until it's time for me to stop and go and get dinner, and then I'll be back later tonight for Hollow Knight and the new Kirby game. So I'm playing with no power-ups, and the goal is to make it through the game without dying. I've gotten so close. I mean, I've had innumerable bad runs, but I've had a couple really good ones. And I had one where we made it all the way to the last boss's room. And I got killed by a scorpion right before the last boss. So I've made it really far. At least once. And I've had another run where I died on level 5, but that was the only death. It was technically the only death of the game, but I did also spawn a power-up, which I count as a failure, so let's say 1.5 deaths. Mile Hyrule, welcome in. Great to have you with me, my friend. The man who frowns. That is me. So for our first run, it's just going to be the warm-up run. Not even going to run the timer. Just gonna go through and get refamiliarized with the layout of the game, since it's been a little while since I picked it up. Been working at this challenge off and on. No, see right there is a failure. Spawning a power-up, that counts as a failure for me. That's one of my arbitrary rules. Professor Starlight, welcome in. Thank you for the resub. 12 months. 12 months, a full year, Professor. My, oh my. This is the run. This is not the run. It's okay. It's okay. This is just the warm-up run. It can be as ugly as it wants to be. I mean, ideally, I'd like to not have to suffer the humiliation of the game over screen, but that kind of thing happens sometimes. Generally on a real run, oh, this is bad. Generally on a real run, I reset if I die anywhere before the end of stage 4. And then I just play out the second half of the game for the extra practice, since, you don't get to see that half as often. So I would have reset twice already. Where did the time go? Where did the time go? Indeed. Every run before the run is a warm-up run. This is actually true. I don't know if playing on a larger TV is better for me or worse for me. My first thought is that it's better for me because the enemy bullets are much larger and easier to spot. But then also my character sprite is much larger and more difficult to move out of the way. By the way, I like the shelf background. Very cool. Thank you, Professor. Yeah, I like these shelves. I just received, it's actually a pair. I've got this unit that's behind me, and it's matching unit just arrived today. It's in pieces in the other room, because I take two of us to put it together. So Jelly and I will probably do that tomorrow afternoon. But yeah, I've been wanting a good set of shelves for a while, and those media shelves that I had before, they just really weren't doing the trick. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with them. It's nice to have everything conveniently near me. It's perhaps less like unique of a background. Like the thing about my plain wood background that I had before is that I feel like it had a uniqueness and a simplicity that appealed to me. But before having shelves, I was just keeping my I was just keeping all of my games in these like, I don't know, these like sort of like cubes. They're sort of like milk crates, but made out of fabric. They sell them all over the place. No. And I just kept the games. I just kept the games for each console in a different cube. And that was like nice to have them put out of the way, because like you can tuck the cubes. Like I had a bookshelf that had cube-shaped holes in it that the cloth cubes would slide into. Oh, what a terrible description. But at any rate, I had them stored in those cubes, and it was nice to keep them out of the way and neat. But also, when I wanted to look for any one particular game, it was a nightmare to dig through the cubes and find where it was buried. I've got a cubby of those in them. Yeah, yeah. Shame to admit, most of my games are just a regular hard plastic tote kind of thing. Hey, no worries. I think that's actually a step up, because at least it's protective. I mean, I lugged my games around in cubes for like 10 years before I got these shelves. Oh no. Is that storage method like the QB decimal system? Oh my. uh. I don't know how you assign library call numbers to video games. I've never paid attention to that. I mean, I'm sure that different library systems handle it differently, but they're probably just cataloged under their title. Yuck. Oh, this is bad. This is... okay. It didn't stay any worse than normal for very long. That's why we don't save that guy up top for last. Oh, leave me alone, Bubbles. I am not handling this well. Okay, gets a little easier now. Sector, there's a sector for digital media and games fall under that. Yeah, so... yeah, that's where I imagine where they'd be. I was just wondering, I was thinking like what would determine what the call number would be, but I'm guessing it would just be the first several characters of the title. I worked in a library for a long time, but the library I worked in, we never stocked video games. Jelly's library does. The one that she works in now. Which is wonderful. Which is wonderful. I love being able to check games out from the library. I also like your background. Thank you, Zinchon. Thank you. Yeah, I don't mean to sound down about it. I really enjoy it, of course. I'm just saying I was just, saying that there were sort of pros to my older one too, but no, this is nice, and it's nice and right near me. Makes swapping out games much easier. I'm very happy with them. Thank you again for offering a suggestion to me last night when I was in computer peril. By the way. Welcome, sorry, never here for your streams. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about that. I'm just as guilty of that as anybody else. You know, I love to have you whenever I can, but I get it. I don't know if my reset sword is nearby. I was just thinking about that. I'm gonna need to grab that before we start up the next run. Whoa! Since I moved all my stuff around, it's actually a lot more difficult to reach the reset button than it was before. I really have to kind of thread the needle with the sword. I need a wooden fencing foil. This area here is always going to be harder than the rest of the game because of all the many times I ran through it with the invincibility. I'll never be as practiced at this part as the rest of the game. New Frownie room tour. After I finish putting it together, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that, Zinshan. I'm thinking about so I just got my the set of shelves behind me. They have a twin, and that just arrived today, and that's gonna be set up further into the room. And some of the stuff that's on this set of shelves is going to go on that one. Like all those plushies along the top. They're actually going to have to sit on the other shelving unit because I want to put that Frowntown sign above this unit. And so I won't be able to put anything next to it. Because I imagine that would become a fire hazard. But I'm gonna set up that other set of shelves tomorrow and then spend the rest of the week, like, putting the room together, and then maybe I'll put up some photos in the Discord. No, don't land on me. Whoa. My brain was shut down. I was not thinking at all. That was really bad. Gonna lurk. I'm all done with my break at work. I'll see you later. See you later, Zinshan. Thank you for the lurk. And I hope that the rest of your work day goes smoothly. Things are not going smoothly for me right now. Okay, what do these do? 3? Just 1? Okay, just 1. This one is 9. That guy showed up again. He was trying to mess up my count every time. Oh. I had a nice handsome row of lives a moment ago. Where'd they all go? All right, those shrimps were very agreeable. Turn those shrimps into cocktails. Whoa. All right, well, there's our warm-up run. The reset sword is not over here. It is way on the other side of the room, so I'm gonna grab that. So enjoy the credits, my friends, and I'll be right back with you. All right, we are now well armed for catastrophe. I dropped it. I also found a bag of, I found another bag of GameCube manuals. I thought I'd gotten all my... I thought I'd gotten all my manuals out on the display. And, now I've found another bag of them, so I'm gonna have to reorganize things again. So my headphones have this like coiled wire on them. And the thing about it is it's really heavy. And so it kind of pulls on one side of my head. So now I've taken to bending the coil and around my neck. Like over my shoulders. And that takes the weight off of like the side of my head. But it's kind of weird with a collared shirt. I guess it's kind of weird in general that I even do it, but I have my reasons. Alright, so now we're going to run the timer, and if I die or spawn a power-up before the end of stage 4, then we're going to be hitting the reset, so we might see the first few stages several times. Timer runs until the first death. Not really concerned for speed. As I frequently say, the timers run more as a curiosity than anything. There are definitely parts of the game that I would in theory be able to take much faster that I will not because safety is more important than speed. Right, and we're a stage in. I was envisioning the stage 4 boss in my head for some reason. So when I saw this boss, I was surprised for a moment. I mean, they are very similar. That blinking panel up at the top of the boss, all those square lights, that seems like a very 80s thing to me. Whoa. It makes me think of the Brave Little Toaster. The song that the modern appliances sing. Stage 3 boss with the death shrimp. Guess all the shrimp are death shrimp. Whoa. No! Oh, I just failed. Red guy, you ruined my life. We're kind of far along in stage 4. I think I'm just gonna keep going for now. A winged F for the fail. Exactly. Oh, that's terrible. That's the worst way to lose, because that's just a stupid rule I made up myself. Have you seen that meme where it's Spider-Man pointing at himself, but it's like the old cartoon? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about, Starlight. It was you all along. That's, I mean, that's basically who the villain always turns out to be. No matter who or what I think is the source of my problems, it's like the end of every Mega Man game where they unmask the villain and it's always Dr. Wily. Spoilers. Yeah, every enemy, every opponent that I unmask, every mask is just hiding the face of the same character. User error. That was, I felt pretty good about that jump. right between the bubbles. It was an unnecessary risk, perhaps, but it paid off, so I can feel good about it. I just guessed the bubble was going to come out from that side and got lucky. Alas, the consequences of my own problems. Yeah. Consequences of my own actions. That does make a little more sense, but I read the first one to mean the same thing. You know, the results of my own faults is what I was thinking. You know, either way, I've brought this upon myself. Oh, yuck. 2 Fs. Double fail. That's a double dose of vitamin F. The snowplow never gets easier. That's somewhat untrue. The snowplow has gotten a little easier because there was a time where I thought it was impossible. But they made it really close. They didn't make it impossible, but they made it really close. Oh no, there was a true and proper death right there. That's what we've been waiting for. And they just keep coming. I think my original deathless run was just a fluke because this is proving to be so much more difficult. The Smash Mouth was right. They really don't stop coming. Thank you for that, Starlight. I'm gonna have that song playing in the back of my mind for the rest of the stream. My own personal soundtrack. I'm gonna archive this VOD on YouTube and it's gonna get copyright claimed because I was thinking about a song. Not only did I spawn the power-up, I picked it up. This powerless run is just a disaster. It's alright, we have to... All these disasters we endure now, they'll make our victory that much sweeter. My original Deathless run of Contra, the one thing that I don't like about it, is I paused the run at one point. And that makes it look very ugly to me. But I hit pause in the game to read the chat for a few minutes. This is just terrible. I call these, so I call these shrimps too, a lot of the times, but they don't really remind me of shrimp as much as the Stage 3 bosses' projectiles remind me of shrimp. I mean, those remind me of, like, popcorn shrimp. Or, like, you know, like fish food or something. Like, they're really tiny shrimp. These don't really remind me of shrimp. They remind me more of cicadas. Loyal to Soil, good to see you, Loyal. What is Frownie doing awake right now? Just having a little pre-stream stream. A little bonus stream, playing some Contra. Working on the ever elusive no power run. I'm confused. What time is it? There's still light. How is Frownie alive? That is a good question. I do keep a vampire's hours. Scary jumps down here. Very scary. Oh no, I can't even harm that guy from here. Leave me alone, leave me alone. My bold and confident war cry of, leave me alone, leave me alone. Lots of cloud cover today. Our frowning patron has been able to find his power early as a result. Alright, I mean, that attempt started off really nicely. Well, no it didn't, because I kept spawning power-ups. I was thinking I didn't die until level 6, but that's not true. I died twice before level 6. On the inside. Oh. Jesse Thompson, welcome in. Good to see you. I hope you're well. Welcome to Contra. We're doing an early pre-stream stream today. We're gonna go for another maybe another 2 hours. But all I really plan on doing right now is Contra, just on loop. I'm working on a challenge. I want to try and beat the game in one life with no power-ups. And I've gotten really close. I got really close one time. I made it all the way to right before the last boss. Like a couple inches away from the last boss, a scorpion killed me the last time we played this. I made it all the way there. I've had another run where I went through the whole game and I only died once. Well, I died once on level 5. I also somewhere in the run spawned a power-up, which I count as a failure condition as well. So I'm calling that one 1.5 deaths. The run that made it all the way to the boss there were a whole lot of deaths in that run. After I lost the first life, it just all fell apart. It was very difficult to fight the boss with the tears streaming from my eyes. Alright, and from the top. I'm a huge fan of Contra, but I'm also fairly new to Contra. I've only beaten this one and Super C. I've done a regular Deathless run through each of them. I've played a little bit of Operation C, but didn't beat that one yet. And I still have Contra 3 and Contra Hardcore waiting for me. And I'm really looking forward to those, but also I don't want to get to them too quickly. That's why I'm kind of putting off starting either of those two until I complete more of these challenge runs. Because I want my time with the... I want to maximize my time with these games. I talk about this from time to time, but like Castlevania, I'm a huge fan of the classic style Castlevania games, and I haven't played them all yet, and I own several of them. Now see, that's a failure. I own several of them that I've never played. And I want to play them, but there's sort of a paradoxical situation of every time I play a new Castlevania game, that means there's one less Castlevania game for me to look forward to playing. So I don't want to work my way through all of them too quickly. I was letting that power-up capsule stay on screen for an irresponsible amount of time. No. Oh, that was close. I thought I was going to open that crate. Stage one is pretty easy to get through. And then after that, it's just a nightmare. I feel like stage 2, I feel like I don't frequently die on stage 2, but I spawn power-ups on stage 2 a lot. That red guy just always seems to know how to get me. Person with the grenades. That person with the grenades. What were they up to? I don't know that I've ever seen that enemy behave like that. That was very strange. Oh, but yeah, well, stage 1, I can confidently call stage 1 easy at this point. Stage 2, I'm frequently spawning power-ups. And then after that, every stage after that is just trouble. Stage 3 kills me. Stage 4, again, I have the power-up spawning problem, and if I do make it to the end of the stage, the bubbles are likely to kill me. Stage 5 is perhaps the most difficult stage for me to make it through. And then, 6, 7, and 8 all have their own problems. It's not an easy game. It's okay, though. That's kind of the whole point. So I was trying to think. I think I own every Contra game released on a cartridge. Unless they put out one for the Switch, because I wouldn't have that. But so far as like the retro cartridge game, retro Contra games, I think I have everyone released on a cartridge. I know the series went 3D for a while, and there were some on discs. I don't have any of those. But then that was making me think, I wonder if there's any series where I physically own every game. I've never done that before. I've never jumped into those arms before. Oh, that killed this run. Yeah, I can't think of one. I don't think there's a game series where I own every game. I think Wild Arms is close, but I'm pretty sure that there was at least one game in that series that was released for mobile only. Will you still be streaming later tonight? Yeah, I plan to. As long as, you know, knock on wood, as long as nothing goes wrong, the regular nighttime stream is gonna happen too. I'm gonna start that up around 10 p.m. Central Time. We're gonna play Hollow Knight for the first couple hours, and then we're gonna play Kirby for the rest of the night. Kind of like I'm kind of experimenting with this week's schedule a little bit. I'm gonna do. My plan is to do Hollow Knight for a couple hours at the start of every stream, and then to alternate the game in the second half, back and forth between two games, but for a larger portion. So I end up doing an equal amount, roughly, of all three games, but just spread out a little differently. That's kind of it's kind of the schedule that I've been thinking that I would like to have for a while. Now, and I'm finally trying it out this week. We were supposed to start yesterday, but unfortunately I had to cancel the stream yesterday because of computer problems. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing a lot of streaming today if everything goes the way I hope. But it's almost 7 now. I plan to work on Contra here until 8 or 8:30, and then I need to take an hour or so away for dinner, and then we'll be back for the regular stream. It's good that I'm able to do a Contra stream today though, because I'm playing so many games on the Switch this week. I don't want anyone to think that I'm abandoning retro games. Gotta play some Contra today to maintain my retro reputation. Oh no! My reputation for foolish mistakes is unassailable. You could play this from the Contra collection on the Switch. Greg's Retro Channel. Welcome in, Greg. Hello, hello. I hope you're well, my friend. Do you know, Greg, is there a physical release of the Contra collection, or is that digital only? Not sure. If there is a physical release, then my boast about having every cartridge Contra game is not true. That's not true anyway. I don't own Contra Force, though. I would argue that that's not really a Contra game. So I can't get a run off the ground now. I boasted about stage 1, and now I'm made to eat my words. The worst thing about like the state of like retro games and collecting is when a terrible retro game becomes crazy expensive. I mean, it's bad when good ones are expensive too, because then they're difficult to obtain. But like, since the prices are being artificially inflated, like the thing is, like when the game itself is terrible and it's crazy expensive, it's just adding insult to injury. Prices for old games are ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, we all know this. I'm not saying anything new, but it's just it's terribly unfortunate. Hey, Anonymous, thank you for the gift sub. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And Greg, take a key for coming in. I owe Professor Starlight a take a key for coming in. He resubbed earlier, and I forgot to tell him that. No physical cartridge release? That doesn't really surprise me. I didn't think there was one, so. But thanks for checking that. Yeah, it is unfortunate, especially for something like that, because you see, there's the thing, like the Contra collection that could have been released on a cartridge, and that's actually a game that shouldn't need any updates. So that's that's a rare game that could be released complete on cartridge, and then it isn't. But then all this other stuff, you know, every other cartridge game you buy is just it's incomplete, and then it really defeats the whole purpose of even having a physical cartridge. Though I will say, I put Kirby into the Switch the other day, and checked for updates, because I was sure that there would be day one updates, and there actually weren't. At least it didn't look like it. So I might be mistaken, but you know, if I'm not, then Way to go, Nintendo. Congratulations. You released a complete game. And that's not to say there won't be updates later, but at least there are no day one updates, so they didn't purposely release an incomplete game. Konami rarely makes sense. I mean, I'm sure all their decisions make sense to them. Somebody's wallet must be getting fatter, or they wouldn't be making the decisions that they make. But I get your point, and I definitely don't, definitely am not a fan of the way that they've operated for a long time now. Day one patch is 2 weeks after release. Oh, that's it. They knew it needed a patch day one, but was they just releasing it late? Is that what we're getting at? They fooled me. Well, that's they want to disincentivize physical games. They don't want you to buy physical games. I don't even think they want you to buy digital games. I think that the goal is to make everything subscription based. So they can just sort of remove ownership of their intellectual properties altogether. Hopefully that never happens. Oh, I'm pretty sure it's going to. The only way it wouldn't is if no one participated in it, and you know, it's too late for that. But, yeah, eventually it's all just going to be like Netflix, where you'll have access to the games that they want to offer you for as long as they want to offer them, and then when they want to take it off their service, they take it off. And you have no say in it. It's not good. It's not good, but I think it's inevitable. Like Stadia? Yeah, exactly. Uh, yeah, and then for the Nintendo Switch Online, you see the thing they have not. I don't think they've ever removed a game yet, but it's certainly within their ability. No. Oh, can you believe it? I can. Okay, well, we're not going to reset since we're so far into the game. We're gonna go ahead and practice the rest. There's games on the NES, SNES, and N64 Online I wish they would remove. Yeah, feels like a downer. I'm sorry to be so so pessimistic, but it's just I don't know. I just don't see any way around that eventual future. But it's not really. I mean, the thing about it too, though, is for me, it's not really going to affect me a whole lot because I'm always so behind on gaming anyway. Part of is that as AR and VR continue to develop, the industry itself will change along with the format. I think you might be right. I don't know. It's hard to. It's hard to imagine those being the norm for gaming, but from where we stand now, it's hard to see that, but in some respects, but I don't think I disagree with you. I don't know that I will ever make the switch, though. I think I'm always going to be a sit in front of the TV type of gamer rather than a strap something to your face type of gamer. Unless Nintendo releases the Virtual Boy 2. Then I'm all on board. I'm already signed up. I can't describe how much I wish that would be Nintendo's next console, the successor to the Switch. I wish it was the Virtual Boy 2. Hey, I gotta hydrate. Alright, I'll do that. Actually, the timer's not running. I'll do it right now. Thank you for that. This drink technically dehydrates me, though. Because this is coffee. It's alright, I've got some water, too. Maybe dehydrates was an overstatement. I don't know that it would be accurate to say that coffee dehydrates you, but it isn't as hydrating as actual water. Oh my goodness. The minecart got me. That's disgusting. Gotta have my coffee. I love coffee. This coffee is not even caffeinated though. I'm drinking decaf today. So many errors. I actually thought a moment ago, I was like, well, maybe we'll make it through with just one death, and we'll have another one death run, and it won't feel so bad. But that dream has been shattered. I think decaf coffee still does have caffeine in it. Probably not in a not in a quantity that could significantly affect someone with like a large tolerance. But I think if you never had caffeine and you had decaf coffee, it might have enough in it to have some slight noticeable effect. If you had a lot of it, maybe. Could be wrong. There's too many cicadas. To be fair, with the advances in gaming tech since the mid-90s, a Virtual Boy 2 might actually work. Well, see, that's the thing, is it's kind of a joke, but it kind of isn't. Because I think Nintendo could very easily release, like, you know, sort of a low-powered VR dedicated machine, and it could be a real success. And I just think it would be hilarious if they did, and if they were bold enough to call it the Virtual Boy 2, especially since they did a shout out to the Virtual Boy in the newest Luigi's Mansion, right? So they've at least come to peace with it enough to not pretend like it never existed. Oh, yuck. Whew. Sorry, we're not doing so well, my friends. I feel like the victory's pretty far off here, but I do appreciate you at least coming along for the ride with me. And unlike something like Echo, at least the game's fun. You did it. Well, yeah, we made it through. I will say this. It's been a long time. At least it's been a long time since I've seen the game over screen. It's not impossible that it'll creep up on me again, but it's nice to know that I haven't had to deal with that in a while. Something about the way I hold an NES controller. It like gives me a callus right here on the side of my... Sorry, I'm giving you the middle finger there. Right here on the side of my finger. And I haven't played an NES game in a while, so I don't have a callus. So instead of that, it's really tender right now. It only happens on my left hand, though. My right hand is fine, so I guess I don't hold the controller symmetrically. I don't know, I hold it like this, with my fingers up here, and then I've got, you know, the rest curled under. I don't know how other people hold it. I hold it like that. I don't even know if you can see what I'm doing. I see people sometimes who hold their controllers where they use their fingers for all the inputs. Like they'll set the controller on their leg and then tap on it with individual fingers instead of their thumbs. And I guess that's better when you're really used to it, but I just can't imagine holding my controller that way. Talon, welcome in. It's been so long. What's up, dude? It's been much longer than I would prefer. That is for sure. I was supposed to stream last night, but computer problems. But we're back. As long as, you know, as long as my internet connection behaves, we're going to have a lot of stream time today. Have a lot of fun. It's been ages since I've even seen an actual NES controller. I've got a handful of them. I found a thrift shop a couple years ago. And they were doing like a half off everything in the store, and they had like 5 or 6 NES controllers, and I bought all of them. So I've got I'm well stocked. So if I start having problems with one, I mean, I don't know if they all work really well, but I've got alternatives. If it really comes down to it, I can start taking them apart and selecting the best pieces from each one, perhaps. This is a good game. Never played any of the other Contra games, though. Should, since I do have the collection, but again, so many games, so little time. I would at least recommend Super C. Personally, I prefer Super C over the original Contra. And that's not to say anything bad about original Contra. I love it, but I like Super C more. It's been a year since I've seen an actual NES controller, to a few months. Mariana's is great, though. I'm not sure what that is, Talon. Alright, so another run. We'll probably be able to go through the game. Well, I'm thinking at least 2 more times, maybe 3. Kind of depends on where I die. If I die a whole lot on stage 1 again. There won't be as many runs. Speaking of dying a whole lot on stage 1... that was just rotten. I always hold off on pressing the start button until, like, the end of the song, because I don't... like, I'm worried if I press the start button early, it's gonna cut the song off, and I never want to do that. But it doesn't. Like, it doesn't matter when you press the start button. The whole song plays either way. I think. But I still hold off on pressing it as if it's gonna mess it up. I've since gone back to that thrift shop that I mentioned just a moment ago where I got all the NES controllers. I've gone back a handful of times over the past couple years, and they've never... I don't think they've ever had another one in stock. So, unfortunately, they're not a place that... they're not a place that I can reliably source retro game stuff. that one hurt. That one hurt. I guess it makes sense to hold off on pressing start a little bit because I press start. I start my timer when I press start. And so if I press start near the beginning of the song, then the timer runs for longer before the game actually begins than it would if I waited until the end of the song. But clearly it's not a big deal. Nice. That second guy wasn't even on the screen when I fired, but that extra bullet proved to be useful anyway. Okay, good. I was worried I was going to end up in the same situation as before, where the rolling, I don't know, enemies came at me. I don't know what to call those cylinders. Okay. I really want to accomplish this challenge. I guess the biggest reason is that just because I want to have done it, and you know, to have all those bragging rights. But I'm at the point where I kind of want to have done it just so I can move on to a different challenge. I think I'm just gonna leave that guy down there. I don't think he'll aim upward. There are a lot of obstacles on this particular level that I could just run by that I usually don't. Well, this is a little ugly. I'm kind of at the point. I'm kind of at a point with this game where, like, I can recognize that there are things I could be doing differently, but my habits are so ingrained. I don't think I'm likely to change a lot of my behaviors. That right arm really hung in there. I don't even think the arms are actually mandatory. I always take them out. But I kind of think if I just took out the, if I just aimed for the head, that I could just kind of not worry about the arms, except that they create millions of extra projectiles. I thought for sure that red guy was going to drop a power up. Oh. My heart stopped. I can't consider this a deathless run anymore because that red guy scared me and my heart stopped. So we've had one death. Oh, I'm dead. I knew it. I knew I was dead. That's unfortunate. Alright, well. We're far enough along in stage 4, we can just keep going. It's never not heartbreaking. So you know the only thing that I the only thing I dislike enough about Contra that I would change it is I don't like how so many of the levels have like sort of a fake sort of 3D thing going on where like the floor is tilted. That's a failure too. This stage doesn't actually have that, so it's weird. Some of the stages have it and some of them don't. But I don't like that in games in general, where platformers have a floor that's like you can't actually move into the foreground and background, but the floor is tilted as if you could. It's real bad in Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden's floors are like that. All that does is make the player unsure of where their character is. I don't think there's any way. I don't think there are any real I don't think there are any real redeeming qualities to that kind of design. I think it always. I can't think of an example where it makes the game better. It's okay for the floor to have a little bit of depth, I think. Like, this one has a little bit of depth. The problem is when they do it in such a way so that the edges of the platforms are angled. Like this floor here, these floors, it just messes with you a lot. Oh no, I stood up into it. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, I know I have a deathless run in me. I know that I can do it. I've made it through, I've made it through each of the levels in isolation without dying a handful of times. It's just putting the whole game together is so challenging. I know in my head that I can accomplish this challenge, but I have trouble believing it in my heart. Oh, this guy's starting off weird. Someday we need to go back to Batman on the NES. Something about this level's got me thinking of that game. Man, I still haven't beaten. I've only played it once, but I still haven't beaten that one. Come on, top path. Yes! See, that jump's a nightmare. That jump's a nightmare because of the tilted floors. That's why I was complaining about them. It would be so much easier if you could tell where your character is and where they need to get to. Uh-oh. My cat's just knocked something over in the kitchen. This is not good. I should probably go up there and check on him after this run. I don't think there's anything dangerous up there, but I might have a mess to clean up. Whoa, there were two of them. There were two of them. They were overlapping. I was not prepared. Whoa. Sir Punk's a lot. Good to see you, Punk. Welcome to Contra. Thank you for the resub. Thank you for the... You're on a 12-month streak. I appreciate the 12 months of support. I'm still working on Contra, can you believe it? I've been trying to get a deathless run with no powers for months. I mean, I've only played it once every other week or so. It's not like I've been grinding out attempts for like 3 hours every day. If that were the case, I would feel pretty bad about myself. I don't think I've ever seen Contra before you streamed it. Really? You're a masochist like that, huh? You know, when I really like a game, I wanna do well at it. So a nice challenge run. Brings a little bit of depth to the experience. I'd seen a bit of Contra before I played it on stream, but I'd never seen like a full playthrough or anything. And I wasn't even familiar with the game at all, really, until August of last year. So I'm late to the party. Depth and death, yeah. Depth and death. Oh, and since you resubscribed, I owe you a take a key for coming in. All right, well we're gonna try again. We're gonna do another run. I do need to step away for just a moment. I'm gonna go see what it was that my cat's knocked over while the credits roll, and I'll be right back with you. So excuse me just a moment. They knocked all the bottled waters off the counter. That's what it was. So it's all fine. Itarama is coming in. Itty, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the positivity. Welcome to Contra runs. We're doing okay. Still haven't pulled off the deathless no power run though. We put a shout out for Itty in the chat. If only I could type. If you would use that link there, my friends, you can give Itty a follow. If you like laid back, chilled streams, then you'll have a lot of fun over there. And Itty and I like some similar games. He plays stuff I see I catch on his stream, and I catch him playing stuff on his stream that I've never played before, and I'm always like, oh, this game looks like a lot of fun. I need to check this one out. That's what I thought with Horus there. So maybe I'll play that myself sometimes. Where was I? I need to take it from the top. Rowdy babies, they really are. Particularly Khaki. Khaki is the rowdiest of all the cats. He'll calm down and lay in your lap for like 3 seconds, and then he's up causing mischief again. He's really good at playing fetch, though. Our younger male cat is like that, too. So you know what it's like. You have more cats than I do, too. How many cats do you have? I can't ever remember if it's 4 or 5. Four. I always think it's 5. Hey, Daniel Berserk, welcome to the stream and thank you for the follow. I really appreciate having you on board with us. You're an Itty fan as well, right on. I also love Contra. I am a huge fan of Contra. I really just discovered it in August. I mean, I always, knew about it, but I never played it until August last year, and immediately fell in love with it. It's a wonderful game. Wish they would just make more games exactly like this. Don't change or update anything. Wouldn't that be the dream if we could get more, if we could get more retro games that were authentic? I mean, you can find indie games that are fair substitutes sometimes, but not as often as I would like, certainly. Had to run to the restroom. You're trying to speed run, Horace. It's that good, huh? I mean, the little bit that I saw in your stream definitely made me intrigued. Alright, I'm definitely gonna have to check it out. I'm definitely gonna have to play it myself. Probably be a while. It always takes me a while to get around to the things that I want to get to. But I'll put it on my wish list on the Switch and grab it when it's on sale sometime, probably. That'll help me remember to play it. Because I still haven't played Cyber Shadow, I think it was. And that game looked like a lot of fun. It's on sale now? Oh my goodness. Alright, well I'm gonna be on the Switch later tonight, so I'm not gonna play it tonight, but I'll definitely take a look in the shop when I'm getting things set up. Schedule's already full for a little while, but I really do want to play it. It looked like a lot of fun. Cyber Shadow's fun to the last boss, then I said no thank you and quit. It's that good. Not me, I'm no good at these retro games, Punk says. Make a Contra movie. No plot. No story. Just two shirtless men shooting everything. I'm not usually big on video game movies myself, but I got to tell you, if they made a Contra movie that fit that description perfectly, I'd check it out. And you know what? I kind of feel like Ninja Gaiden is fun up until the last boss. Unfortunately, the best video game movie that could ever have been made has already been made. The Super Mario Brothers movie of 1993. Sir Punks-a-Lot knows where it's at, of course. My favorite movie. That's more than just a video game movie, though. That the Mario Brothers movie, that it usurped the franchise. The sarcasm. Wait, you're kidding, right? But I think Punk is joking, but I'm not. I'm not either, I promise. I mean, I knew you liked it, but I thought that you were still being a little hyperbolic. But that's great. The more that are on board, the happier I am. To each their own, my friends. Can't say I agree with you on that, though. No one does, unfortunately. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the like parallel universe, the like alternate timeline where there was a whole Nintendo 93 cinematic universe? And we got like a weird sci-fi dystopian Legend of Zelda that crossed over. And the Kirby and all these franchises leading up to, of course, the Super Smash Brothers film. Oh, I wish I lived in that dimension. Oh, that would be amazing. Oh, how wonderful that would have been. I don't want to see Kirby in live action, Eddie says. It would be horrifying. Well, I ever saw the movie once when it came out on VHS. I always liked it. I believe I saw it in the theater as a kid. I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's very difficult for me to tell which movies I saw in the theater when I was young and which I didn't. I feel like most of my memories of seeing films in the theater are invented memories. Maybe just because I was little, the TV seemed that much bigger. Because I think back and I have so many movies that I remember watching in the theater that I just know that there's no way I did. Oh no, I failed to run. Oh no. That particular F has really done a number on me today. All right, well there's a proper death too to go along with it. So we'll just clear that out. I have the Super Mario Brothers movie. I have it on Blu-ray, but I've never been able to watch it because it's a different region. It's from a different region. Who would play live action Kirby? No one is round enough. I don't know. I'm not good at speculating at that type of a thing. Simple name. Good to see you. A super rare early Frownie. Yeah, we're doing a rare early stream. This is the pre-stream stream. I'm gonna be live for maybe another 20 to 30 minutes, and then I've got to go away to have dinner, and then we're gonna do the regular nighttime stream when I get back. It's almost 8 p.m. now. We're gonna start up tonight's stream at 10 p.m. I'm trying to slide the regular stream a little earlier. I'm not necessarily going to end it earlier, but I want to start it earlier. I've wanted to for a long time, but I've just not had the ability to make it happen. And this week I'm really trying to change things. So instead of 11 p.m., we're gonna try and start at 10 p.m. every night, and then we'll probably keep going until 4 or 5. So a big day today. Lots of streaming today. CGI Kirby, and yeah, I would prefer it just be a human. Just someone wearing a pink t-shirt. You know, just like Koopa in the Mario movie was just a guy in a suit. That worked. It was a perfect interpretation. Up until the very end, they did have some CGI. They do have some CGI at the end. There's a Kirby cartoon that I quite enjoy. My husband thinks it's very strange, though. I don't think I've ever seen any of the, I don't think I've ever seen any of the Kirby cartoons. I'm not, it doesn't surprise me to hear that it's strange, though. There's a bit of strangeness in Kirby in general. Uh, I'm kind of a newcomer to Kirby as well, but already Kirby games have had some like life-defining impact on me. I played through Kirby's Dream Land 2 on stream, and I was determined to get the true ending blind in one sitting, and it changed me. Kirby's Dream Land 2 broke me down to my most basic building blocks and reassembled me. Figuring out how to find some of those rainbow drops. That was a journey. Couldn't be as bad as some of the Shine Spark puzzles in Zero Mission, Fusion, or Dread. I don't know. I don't think anything. I mean, I haven't done all the puzzles in Zero Mission and Fusion. There was one puzzle in Dread that I would definitely say is equal to some of the puzzles in Dreamland 2. There was one puzzle in Dread that had me feeling real bad. Oh, speaking of feeling real bad. I haven't kept up with Metroid Dread. I think I believe they added a hard mode to the game. They really need, if they haven't done it, they really need to patch in the ability to skip the cutscenes and especially the Atom dialogues. Yeah, I really enjoyed Dread, but it was such a bummer to see the Atom dialogues from Fusion come back. Oh, that was bad. I don't know if I've ever... I don't know if I could recall ever making that particular error before. Can you jump through the floor here? No, okay. I'd never tried that before, because why would you? But I wanted to see if you could hold down and jump through the floor. I didn't expect you'd be able to, but then I thought, well, it looks a lot like the other floor, so maybe you can. I don't know. You don't have to retreat and jump around during that battle like I do. If you fire correctly, you can just stand right there against the heart the whole time, but I don't know. I don't know which way gives me more trouble. I don't know if I'm better off sort of dancing around, or if I'm better off trying to shoot better. So we're running low on our time for our attempts here now. I'm pretty sure that the deathless run is not going to happen today, but we will give it one more try. Deep breaths. No. I'm not very skilled at making it across the bridge. I'll fall off of there a lot. But even so, there is a high degree of luck that goes into making it across there too. It kind of depends on where the enemies spawn, if it's even really an option. That was scary. I really felt good about solving when I was able to solve the Shine Spark puzzles in Dread. I'm really glad that I went for all the items in that one, because that game was it was a lot of fun trying to puzzle some of those out. Some of them are really tough. A couple of them I kind of disagreed with because it felt like they required you to know mechanics the game didn't teach you. but what you gonna do? Right, we're a quarter of the way there. No. I wonder if, when they were making this game, I wonder if they play tested it without using the power-ups. I imagine they probably did. I've just heard that as like a piece of advice for like developing games, like to make sure that, you know, make sure that your stages are beatable with disadvantages like that. I've heard from a couple different people that, like, you know, one of the things you should do to make sure you're making a decent Mario Maker level is to see if you can beat it without the run button. That way you know, like, the difficulty is balanced a little bit more reasonably. I guess unless, you know, unless the goal is to make it a possibly hard level, but if you're trying to make a reasonable level, that's a piece of advice I've heard from a couple different people. The problem I have with some of the puzzles in those games is that I've never been good at, crouching to extend the length of the Shine Spark charge. I always end up shooting ahead instead. My biggest problem with Dread was was a Shine Spark challenge where you need to know that running up slopes recharges your Shine Spark, and I don't think the game teaches you that anywhere. I don't know. It's a little hazy to me now, but I believe what I was told is there are two puzzles where you're supposed to know that to solve it, and the first puzzle where you're supposed to figure out that mechanic, I managed to get the item without doing that, so I missed the opportunity to learn how that works on my playthrough. I don't think that something that's supposed to teach you how to use a mechanic should be skippable like that. I don't know. No! Ah! Certainly it's all my fault. Like spawning that power up just now. Alright, yeah, there was a real death too. Alright, let's we'll finish up the run, but I think that's gonna be I think that's gonna be it. I think we'll just run through this and then wrap it up. Unfortunately, no deathless run today. But there will be many, many more opportunities to play Contra. There's always next time. Yes, exactly. It's alright. The longer it takes me to get the challenge, that's just the more time I get to spend playing Contra, right? Think about it. If I got the challenge on my first run, think of how much less fun I'd get to have. If I say it enough, maybe I'll believe it. Don't think so either, and as far as I know, that was never a thing in earlier Metroid games. Yeah, it's just kind of weird. It's just kind of weird. Perhaps, but they also used the Konami code, but forgot to remove it. Or so goes the legend. I wouldn't have thought that it was that they forgot to remove it. I just figured they never bothered. Surely they said to themselves, no one's ever gonna guess this code, right? We don't need to bother taking it out. But I don't know. I have no insider information. Whoa, that was unfortunate. That was so close. I really feel like I'm doing some major damage to my finger with the controller today. I wonder if so, like I was talking about how I grip the NES controller with my fingers up on the top of it as if there were shoulder buttons. I wonder if I always held the NES controller like this, or if I just started to because of the influence of controllers with shoulder buttons. There's probably no way of knowing, but I imagine that that's the case, that it's just the influence of the SNES controller changed the way that I hold the NES controller. This guy's my favorite boss in this game. He's not particularly challenging. He's just so goofy. I can't help but love him. So I'm planning on just having like a lunch meat sandwich for dinner. Nothing real fancy, but I kind of wish. Kind of wish I'd asked Jelly to pick up some some kind of fast food, something warm on our way home. But it's too late now. No. People have asked me from time to time if I'm going to ever going to try to do a pacifist run through Contra, and I can't. I just have such difficulty believing that that's something people do. All right. Well, we got a lot of good practice in. The run didn't happen today and didn't really get very close considering how close we've gotten before. If you haven't been here, I've actually made it all the way to the last boss's chamber on a single life. Once. I came that close and then one of those scorpions landed on me and ruined everything. It was very sad. It happened even as I was saying, you know, I was like, I'm going to be really sad if I die right here. Dead. That's about as bad as it could go. A good time was still had. Thank you. I'm glad, you know, I hope everyone enjoyed themselves, so I'm glad to hear it. Thank you for being here, Punk. It's a rare treat that I get to enjoy your company. Because I know I normally stream way too unreasonably late for you. So let's see what's going on Twitch right now. Maybe we'll move in someone else's direction. Yeah, there's a bunch of different people streaming. Good night, all. Good night, Greg. So yeah, we're wrapping up our stream here. I will be back. I'm gonna stop streaming now because I gotta go eat dinner. But I'll be back in about an hour and a half. For anyone who may want to come back around these parts, I will be playing Hollow Knight and the new Kirby game tonight. I'm starting both of those up for the first time, and hopefully they're both going to go very well for us. So maybe you'll want to join me for that. We're also doing the Wonderful 101 this week. I'm starting that up for the first time too. So lots of new things for me, and lots of new games. Playing on the Switch a lot. Not doing as much retro stuff this week, but of course I will be getting back to plenty of retro games soon enough. So maybe you'll want to join for some of that. And if not, well, hopefully I'll get to see you for something else in the very near future. We're going to head over to Key to Life. Key is a friend to the stream. She comes by and hangs out with us often, so it'd be nice to head over to her channel. I can't really pay attention to the first part because I need to avoid spoilers. She's playing Psychonauts, and then playing Cuphead. And I'm hoping that she picks up Cuphead quickly enough that I'll be able to check out some of that. But Psychonauts I've never played, so I need to be careful not to get too spoiled on it. So let's head her direction and enjoy some of her stream. Take care, my friends, and I'll see you again very, very soon.